Hi everyone, Fox 61 Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank here on the Weather Watch. Still keeping a close eye on late Thursday night into Friday for heavy rain and gusty winds. And this is going to be for some of the bigger travel days of the year leading into Christmas. So not a big snow event for us, but we have some different problems to contend with. Rainfall totals anywhere between 1.5 to 3 inches of rain. So some big puddles out there during this time frame, and strong gusty winds between 45 to 55 miles per hour. That could be enough to result in scattered power outages. Usually it's about 60 miles per hour where you start to see more significant or widespread outage issues. We might be just below that, but it's a close call. And also moderate coastal flooding, which I want to touch upon because this was just issued by the National Weather Service, a coastal flood watch in effect for the entire shoreline of Connecticut. Water levels could come up anywhere from 1/2 foot, or 1.5 feet, I should say, to 2.5 feet above normal high tide during high tide on Friday morning. And that's enough for coastal inundation. So I think if you're along the shoreline and you're in an area that sometimes floods, especially during a strong storm like a strong nor'easter, now is the time to kind of take action to protect your property. Tonight we're quiet though, with overnight lows which will be dropping back into the teens to around 20 degrees. So it's a cold start to the day tomorrow. And tomorrow looks like a nice day overall. We'll see high temperatures climb into the upper 30s to right around 40 degrees. And we're dry during the morning on Thursday, but a rising chance for some of that rain developing in the afternoon, especially later in the day and at night. There might be a brief mix in the hills, but we change over to rain fairly quickly. That rain really fills in as we head into later Thursday night and Friday morning especially. It's absolutely pouring, and those winds are starting to pick up as well as temperatures climb and soar into the 50s. By afternoon, I think most of the rain has fallen, but there could be a few lingering showers through about 2 to 4 p.m. and then we'll see this all come to an end. But our problems may not be over because we're going from temperatures in the 50s at noon down to temperatures that'll be tumbling through the 20s and even teens as we head towards 10 o'clock at night. This could result in any areas of standing water freezing over. Luckily, most of the main roads should be okay just because it'll be so windy and because most of that rain should end during the morning. However, that being said, it's a really close call, and I think untreated surfaces could be slippery, and because of all of that rain, again, any puddles could turn icy as well. So that's another thing that we'll be watching even after the storm moves out. Looking at winds, no big deal heading into Thursday night, but late Thursday night as we sleep and overnight, that's when we start to see those winds really pick up out of the east-southeast, gusting up to about 45 miles per hour as you sleep Thursday night into Friday morning. And then we'll see the winds come up even further as we head into Friday afternoon, gusting between 45 to 55 miles per hour. So those winds will be roaring, and then we'll see the wind kind of switch direction by the time the front passes and we head into Saturday. Saturday is looking cold and it's looking windy. So even though we have high temperatures for your Christmas Eve at 26 degrees, it will feel like the teens for much of the day when you factor in that wind. And then for Christmas Day, we're looking at high temperatures in the 20s and chilly conditions again. By the way, the last time we had a white Christmas was in 2017 in Hartford with 1 inch of snow on the ground, 5 inches of snow on the ground for the last white Christmas for Bridgeport, but that was all the way back in 2009. Chances of a white Christmas this year are pretty much zero here across the state. Maybe someone in the Northwest Hills has a couple snowflakes on the backside of this storm. Here's a look at the Fox 61 7-day forecast, and you'll see that temperature tumble about 30 degrees between Friday and Saturday. And at least we're quiet. Even though it'll be chilly, at least the weather's quiet for Saturday and Sunday. If you want to hold off on some of your holiday travel plans until Saturday itself, that might be a good idea. And traveling back home after the holidays should be okay with no issues for Christmas Day, Monday, or Tuesday either. Take care.